Hello guys, it's Ryan back in another video. Today I want to review the Deathadder Elite, and this is actually the older mouse. The newer mouse is the V2, and that one's for like $70. You can find this one for cheaper, around like $30 or $40, which is a good saving, and that's one of the reasons why this could be a better purchase than that one. As well as this mouse is a little heavier. If you like heavier mouses, that's also an option. Please like and subscribe down below if you guys enjoy the video. And let's begin. Alright, let's unbox this and let's get inside and see what we have in store. So we have some stickers. They're nice and shiny. A little rainbow chroma, you could say. It's kind of cool. For gamers, by gamers. Was this a thank you? Congratulations, I guess. Then I'm guessing this is just some type of manual showing how to use it. It's cool. So we got the mouse and a little nice shiny plastic to protect it. Let's get inside this. Take that off. Take this off. And there we have it. The mouse in all its glory. Nice and new. The rubber isn't falling off like the older one I have. We have some plastic on the bottom. Some ASMR for you guys right there. And yeah, this is the mouse. Nice braided cable. Basically just the mouse that comes in it with some nice packaging. Stickers if you want to stick that on like a laptop or something, that'd be kind of cool. Then we can just plug this in and enjoy. So looking at the Deathadder Elite and looking at the build quality, we can see it's mainly plastic on top. Even on the sides, it's mostly plastic until you get down here. It has a nice rubberized feel right here, which could wear out over time, but so far it's actually held up pretty well. And then on this side as well, you see the same plastic with the secondary different color texture. And then we have the rubberized texture again over here. Overall, the plastic build is not the lightest mouse I've ever used, but it's not that heavy as well. And we have the bottom feet, which nicely glide across the mouse pads. And yeah, not too many features really. We have two buttons on the side, we have the middle button as well as scroll wheel, and two over here on the side as well. And then these two right here are actually for DPI, so you can increase your DPI and lower your DPI while you're playing a game. Of course, I always found this option to be kind of weird because I don't see why people would be changing DPI while they're playing a game or anything on the fly, but it's there if people want it. I generally turn it off so I don't accidentally push it and cause my DPI to change unintentionally. And then we have a braided cable on the side over here. It's actually very, very thin. And it's very light, so I feel like it glides across the table really nicely compared to even my Logitech one. It was kind of harder and thicker, while this one's kind of thinner, so I think it's a little nicer. So when it comes to the shape of the mouse, it's definitely a larger mouse, and I really like the hump over here. It's actually not too pronounced, and you can kind of see that it's definitely made for right-handers, and it has this gradual kind of hump that goes up and then down. And I don't find the hump to be too big, and I actually find it pretty comfortable on the palm right here. And of course, it kind of has this like gamery flash over here with the buttons, but I think it looks good. It definitely spells gamer if you look at it. It's not really your subtle mouse, but honestly, it's a pretty good design, and obviously a lot of people agree with it because it's one of the most popular mouses available. So a little bit thing about the durability of the side, you can actually see it's kind of coming off. So it actually had to be glued back together because it was falling apart. So that's kind of one of the things that happen when you have red rice texture. That's why I think even though it feels better, if you have a completely plastic build, it just lasts longer. And I think that for durability standpoint is number one thing that falls apart every single time you have a mouse. So, looking at Razer Synapse, we have all the different buttons. So, right here, we're on the Customize tab. You can see you have the scroll click, each of your mouse buttons. You can basically reprogram them, and then you have the sensitive up and down. And then moving on to the next tab, we have Performance. This is where you can kind of adjust your different DPI. So 800, 1800, 4500, all the way up to 1600, which unless you have like a big screen, you're never really going to use the higher DPI settings. I like using either 1600, 1800 is good. You actually can change your polling rate. So you can actually increase the polling rate to 1000 if you want to update really, really fast, which is also nice. And I would probably recommend that as well. And then moving on to lighting, we can change the different brightnesses of our mouse to these settings. You can turn it on and off. Just change the gradient to see, how bright you want it to be. And the good thing is your lighting effect, since this is a wired mouse, it doesn't really affect battery life, so you might as well just keep it on. And then you can change different effects as well, even through advanced effects, which I have not tried. But yeah, so there's a lot of customization if you want it. And then calibration is you can actually calibrate for different surfaces. I've never found the need to calibrate any of my mouses, but it is an option that you can have. But I haven't tested because, like I said, they work well out of the box. I don't need to fiddle with something. If it's not broken, then don't fix it, right? In conclusion, I think the Deathadder Elite shape is really well defined. It's really big mouse, but I think the shape is nice for a lot of people, and I think a lot of people enjoy it. I mean, you can see it by just the popularity of the mouse in general. And I think with the software, the Razer Synapse, you're able to change a lot of the settings like your DPI, your color, and I think that's very useful because a lot of mouses you can't really change your DPI and stuff. So I find that nice. And then you can also like edit a lot of buttons and macros. You can even change the two DPI buttons into something you need. Obviously, I think it's a little hard to push those buttons given the space they're at. But you can also do that all inside their app, which is nice to have. And overall, I think this is a good mouse for a lot of people, and you can't really go wrong with it. Thank you guys for watching. Please like and subscribe if you guys really enjoyed my video and it helps me out. And I will see you guys next time for another mouse review.